Captain Marvel comes back again. Up, 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 and away.
Now, a lot of people don't remember the first nickname, Captain Marvel. I'm glad that didn't stick.
Michael Jordan came down, turned into Captain Marvel again.
It just didn't seem right. Captain sounds like I'm on top of the league, and I consider myself bottom, at that time. I'm walking into an arena playing against Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and you call out Captain Marvel, puts a big dot on my back. I said, no, you got to come up with something else.
When Michael Jordan entered the NBA as a 21-year-old rookie, it didn't take him very long to establish himself as one of the best players in the entire league. Before MJ had ever played an official game in the NBA, the legendary head coach, Bobby Knight, was already calling him the greatest player he had ever seen. In Michael Jordan's third game of the regular season, he scored 37 points against an elite Milwaukee Bucks team, and completely took over in the fourth quarter as he displayed the kind of leadership, composure, and a competitive fire that you basically never see from a 21-year-old player. For obvious reasons, the basketball community was looking for fitting labels to suit the aura of this jaw-dropping phenomenon. Eventually, Michael Jordan would be known as many things that we still call him frequently today, like Air Jordan, his airness, and Black Cat, just to name a few. But back then, in the early games of the 1984 to 1985 regular season, let's just say that we were still experimenting with titles. At the time, Johnny Red Kerr was the beloved local commentator of the Chicago Bulls, and thanks to Jordan's marvelous abilities on the basketball court, he decided to call him Captain Marvel, inspired by one of the most powerful superheroes in the Marvel Universe. Now, to be clear, this was before Captain Marvel was a chick. Long before the MCU movies, Captain Marvel wasn't a woman named Carol Danvers, but rather a man by the name of Mar-Vell, who carried the mantle of Captain Marvel. To put it simply, this guy was one of the strongest and most intimidating characters in the world of comics. So albeit a bit nerdy, it was actually quite the compliment to give a 21-year-old rookie this title. But as you guys saw in the intro of this video, MJ was not a huge fan of this nickname. Not because of its nerdiness or corny sound, but rather because he was humble and didn't want the label of captain when he hadn't earned it yet. He specifically named Magic Johnson and Larry Bird as the established captains of the league. And at that point in time, when he was first given the nickname, Jordan hadn't even played an official NBA game against Magic or Bird yet. More on that in a bit. On November 13th, in only his 9th game in the NBA, Michael Jordan had what I call the Captain Marvel game. During this broadcast, Johnny Kerr referred to MJ as Captain Marvel on several occasions, and for obvious reasons, as MJ was having the best game of his young career so far. Against the San Antonio Spurs, Jordan dropped 45 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, on 18 of 27 shooting as he led them to a 120-117 victory. With this being only his 9th game, he became one of the quickest players in NBA history to have a 40-point performance, only bested by guys like Wilt Chamberlain and Elgin Baylor. Looking at this performance, it made sense why he had such a weighty nickname so early on. But as MJ said, in his mind, he hadn't proved that he deserved that title just yet in comparison to guys like Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. So the question then becomes, what did Michael Jordan's first game against Magic Johnson and Larry Bird look like? Could we say that he earned that title after he actually played against them? Well, let's dig into it. Jordan's first game against Larry Bird was the very next game. MJ put in a solid effort, scoring 27 points on 50% shooting from the field. Meanwhile, Larry Bird couldn't find the touch, as he only had 14 points on 6 of 17 shooting from the field. With that said, Boston got the last laugh, as their more complete team effort took home the victory. Jordan may have won the individual battle with Bird, but the sweet taste of victory would have to wait. Michael Jordan's first game against Magic Johnson and the Showtime Lakers came 3 weeks later, in a highly anticipated matchup at the Great Western Forum. In only his 19th NBA game, even the commentators were acknowledging the fact that the Portland Trail Blazers screwed up their draft by taking Sam Bowie with the second pick instead of Michael Jordan. The Bulls were a 500 team with a 9-9 record, and the Lakers were one of the favorites to make it to the NBA Finals. So not many people expected a competitive contest. With that said, Chicago was up to the task, and although it wasn't his most explosive performance, MJ did have a very efficient night, as he scored 20 points on 54% shooting. After multiple clutch defensive stops, the Bulls had stunned the Los Angeles crowd, as they took home a 113-112 victory. Just 3 weeks after that, Michael would play against Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics in front of the Chicago crowd. Just like Magic's Lakers, Bird's Celtics were serious championship contenders, as they had a dominant 23-4 record, while the Bulls were still sitting at 500. Regardless of the fact that they were the home team, the Bulls were again massive underdogs in this contest, which made the proceedings even more stunning. While Larry Bird had a very bad performance by his standards, finishing with 10 points on 3 of 14 shooting, Michael Jordan was going absolutely nuts, doing basically everything out there on the court for his team. It was basically never close, and by the end of the third quarter, Michael Jordan nearly had a triple-double, and the Bulls had a 26-point lead over the eventual NBA champions. The Bulls would go on to win the game in authoritative fashion, with a final score of 110-85, and Michael finished with 32 points, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 blocks on 67% shooting and in only 35 minutes of action. Now again, MJ said that he needed to earn that nickname, but before he even played a game in the NBA, he dominated some of the best players in the world on the Olympic level, and then he was dominant to begin the 84-85 regular season. Then he beat Magic Johnson in his building when they met, and then he dominated Larry Bird when they met. By that point in time, Bobby Knight was not the only person who was convinced that they were witnessing one of the greatest players of all time. We can all argue about the exact moment Michael Jordan earned his Captain Marvel nickname, but at the very least, even in his rookie season, he was validating the nickname basically every opportunity he got. So what do you guys think? Should the basketball community embrace the Captain Marvel nickname for Michael Jordan? Or do you think it's lame just like he does? I look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments section below. Shout out to the members for supporting the channel, and thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.